Good
Hey, Mark,
evening,
cut
good
it off
evening,
the
good
screen
evening,
grab.
good
Hi,
evening, good evening,
Twitch.
and
Hi,
welcome to tonight's episode
Do you know
of
this is
the
a
11th
tattoo?
Ornament
Twitch. Tournament.
after some
Ow.
really exciting uh, developments in the last episode. We are entering an entirely new phase for the 11th Ornament as they begin to um, enter the cleanup of this story arc and the epilogical content, um, and tying up a couple of loose ends. So, previously on the 11th Ornament, the party did battle. This was actually the last 3 episodes of the show.
That's true.
The party was doing battle with Cernunnos, the Green God, a titan who had made his way back into the world of Toril accidentally, kind of by the fault of the party, but not really. In any event, they had been on an epic quest to re-banish him back to Aber, the realms from whence he had come. On Twitch, Jonathan is frozen with like a smile on his face, and he's so jolly. That just makes me happy.
Hi, Twitch.
That's
Like
true.
that
It's
one
awesome.
time he was first with hearts over his face for me for like 40 minutes of a very stressful conversation.
So the party eventually defeated Cernunnos, nearly losing 3 members of the adventuring group in the process. At the conclusion of which they made their way back to Port Nyanzaru with the assistance of Esbel, Dorn's sister. Though desolation lays across Alaron and Snowdown, turned into a prehistoric jungle, upon appearing in Port Nyanzaru, the party discovered that the young boy Eric, whom they had rescued from Snowdown a short time ago, was in fact the overgod Ao that they had been seeking. He had come to Snowdown searching for... he had some insight that Cernunnos was going to become a problem, but in the form that he has been traveling the world in, the form of a 10-year-old boy, he has no real power. And he had kind of been fretting over how to proceed. He's been kind of walking the material plane as a mortal for decades now, so ever since he himself cast the rest of the gods down to the material plane to experience the tribulations of mortality as punishment for them not basically doing their jobs properly. But now he felt as though it was time for him to return to the heavens. So after the party effectively destroyed Cernunnos, he revealed himself and collected from them the pieces of celestial steel which they had brought back from his own realms, and used that to return to his heaven. We find the party now in a desolate state, very injured, lying on the docks of Port Nyanzaru, the bustle of commerce commencing all around.
Where do I find the stream, Sid?
Where do you find the stream? It's Second Star Studios. Second Star.
But
22 ND. I mean
But it's-
IIND.
Yeah.
IINDSTAR.
Indeed.
I think I'm gonna change the name.
IIND.
6
Yeah,
months.
like
Yeah.
Like
Roman numeral
Roman
two.
numeral
Oh.
2 second.
But all in lowercase, it does not look as good as I liked it when it was some of it in uppercase. So I think I'm gonna change the name again.
And-
you have to wait 2 months after you change it to change it again. So I can't just immediately fix my terrible mistake. So
It took other eyes to notice. That's how things usually work. So like that's not a thing to Vale is still laying on the ground. Like he's sitting up at this point, but he's still like kind of like sheepishly has his hand raised, still not having spoken from being raised yet. As now this child walks away from us.
Climbs a beanstalk and vanishes.
Yeah, walks away upwards from us.
Dorn is still not entirely convinced that he is not still being impaled by a shard of ice.
Yeah, you have phantom pain. through your
Yeah.
spine and abdomen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Vale is also like knows that he was bisect. Like he's like is aware of that. Like I can tell where the armor split, but also is fine because it's split. Like we talked about that a little bit too. Like, so we are. So many things have happened, but we are not where. We're not where I fell. I'll say that.
Yeah. Esfel brought us here.
Cool.
So we are in Port Nyanzaru, and you are now one whole gnome instead of two separate not gnomes.
Oh.
You see Vale like vomit in his mouth and like swallow it.
No, it was. I
yeah.
recognize this was traumatizing for
As
you.
he thinks about it and realizes and like yeah.
It was much worse to watch it happen. Also to carry you.
So what did
you.
happen?
Yeah. So are we like?
We done? Did we run away?
No, we killed
No,
it. It's dead.
Cernanos is dead.
It's like dead. Like
Gone.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good dead.
Yeah.
Like it's gone.
Oh.
I don't know what that is.
It's dark.
It's
Here's
a
the problem.
play.
In that regard, the guy came back, but at that point.
That's what I feel like I was. So let's be real here.
So, Cernanos was
I guess
defeated.
actually, I was more accurately, I was that because I came back. Never mind.
Esfel teleported us here because no
We were
one knew.
two people, again in half.
You and half, and no one really knew that the child was the oh so great savior known as Ao, the Overgod, who definitely set us on this path because he knew we would succeed. And as you know, just willing to play with human mortal lives just to make sure that happens. Side the point. Anyway, so the plan was to have Father Jatimbe potentially bring you back, but then he showed up and save the day, making himself the hero.
Jatimbe's still on his way, presumably. So is
Probably.
Zendar. So
Yes.
Well,
We could probably use the help still. So
I definitely still feel like absolute shit.
I hand Dorn the papaya that the old man gave me.
Dorn grabs it.
It has a bite taken out of it already. I have bitten it, but I
Dorn-
hand you the papaya.
Dorn grabs it and bites right where Vale bit.
That's unnecessary. But it's
Not
also
how you
likely
eat papaya, but yeah.
It's also likely that the papaya was already cut in half.
It
when
is
was
when
handed
you
to
were just dead.
You don't eat the outsides of papaya. Okay, yeah.
Like Chancellor was already cut in half when it was handed to you, but that's fine. It's whatever.
Oh, then we ate it the right way then. I don't remember. I don't. Will does not know how to eat papaya, and also only remember that I had a papaya. I did
I've
not
never
remember.
had a
probably
papaya.
like a papaya slice, like someone gives you a watermelon slice, if anything.
I have never had a papaya. That goes for Dorn
Yeah.
and Cameron.
Yes.
Yeah.
same.
Okay. Great.
I imagine.
Yeah, I
Matt.
presume it was. Yes, we presume that it was presented in the correct way, even if it wasn't. I think that
You just
neither
like
of
bit
us.
into it. Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah,
think that is true for both Will and Cameron and Vale and Dorn.
Dorn.
So if it was presented just as a papaya, we just did that.
It was a slice. It was a
So,
slice of.
Do you want
Yeah.
to wait for Zendar and Father Jatimbe, or can we go?
No, I'm planning
Well,
on waiting. They're
we've
like
summoned-
literally almost dead.
Yeah, we've summoned him. We should probably wait. That seems to be
No,
the-
I
the
think that we
least
should
rude
go.
thing
And
to
Iken
do.
tries to take a step forward and just kind of like falls on his face. He's like, okay.
oh yeah,
Maybe
Tor's
we wait.
still was still pretty much over you, and he just kind of like checks you back down. No.
Like still like I'm not sure that you're okay yet to walk away.
Stop that! Stop that!
So
Right.
yeah, those of you who have been revived from death, you have what is it? Will.
Ray's dead?
Ray's dead.
Yeah.
-5 on everything if it's Ray's dead.
What?
-5 to everything.
That was -4. Is it -5?
Might be -4, but I think it's -5.
Why do I have bleeding?
I can.
Sorry, what is that?
I have so many things.
I don't know.
I've
There's a
been
lot
trying
of
to ask
like
about this stuff. I've been
automated
trying to ask
stuff
about this for
going
a
on.
while, and like I was like, I don't know what it is. Hold on, I'll call Ray's dead to the chat. I'm
We have
prepared.
-5 to everything?
I don't have
Hold
it
on.
prepared. I lied.
Feels bad.
4.
But
It's
I-
-4.
-4
-4 to
almost
everything.
Yeah.
To all attack rolls, saving throws, ability checks.
So,
So,
how
yes.
long does that?
4
You
days.
You reduce that
you reduce
penalty
it
by 1
by-
every long rest.
Oh.
That's why it took us a few days to leave to go
After
fight
Tour was
this
revived,
past time
yeah.
because Tour also had this.
I see.
Yeah, imagine me going in with a minus.
Yeah, not
anything.
something we really want to do. Okay, fair enough. Well, great.
All right. Yeah, as you lie on the dockside one morning, Safair,
Blood just
take the salt water and
dripping
breathe the sea
around
air.
me.
Yeah.
I'm prestidigitating. Where?
Oh, Dorn
I don't
pulls
have
out
it
the orb of cleaning and activates it.
It's a
so at
little
least
stone.
he isn't covered with
Yeah, okay,
blood.
yeah. I'm cleanly dying, yeah. Let's not get any
and then
infections.
starts passing it around to other people.
Absolutely.
Tor for
Um,
the first time ever accepts it.
In short order, Zendar and Grandfather Zetembe come bustling through there's kind of a ring of onlookers that has kind of begun to form around you. No one wants to get too close to you. If you just magically appeared, Esfil is standing kind of facing everyone and glaring them down, keeping anyone from approaching, creating a kind of a void around you on the docks. It's quite disruptive to the operations of the dock hands, but
You know what's
she
disruptive?
does not give one
A Titan.
single fuck. Grandfather Zatembe and Zendar come rushing in. What is the situation seems to have improved markedly.
Yeah,
Well,
that 10-year-old boy who happened to be an overgod came by and raised him on his life before he walked up a giant beanstalk. Can you heal them?
That was a lot more. Oh, is that what we're rating on?
ridiculous. No, I can't heal them. If I
Yes,
could heal them, I would have
because
done it before I
Vale, we
left.
didn't want you to expend any extra
Excuse me,
energy
excuse
healing
me.
anyone.
Hold on a moment. To be
By the
fair,
way, Sid, Nine Zaru is misspelled on the map. Did we
You're
all know
right.
this?
you're
Or is
right.
it just okay?
It's Nyranzaru.
Maybe it's been successful.
There was a long time that I'm pretty sure that we had an issue with pronouncing it,
This
and
could
I
be
don't
why.
think we realized that until you just said that.
It's Nyanzaru in the book that I have been reading.
Yeah, I looked it up to make sure I wasn't crazy. It's not spelled right. Okay, there's an extra R there. Okay, that's all. Continue.
Maybe
I'm sorry.
you know it's a different language, so it wouldn't have been in these characters. Maybe there's like a sometimes
It's a made-up language and
there's
about
a
a made-up
tongue
world.
flick there in
Sid.
the middle. Nyanzaru.
It's a
Yeah, I feel like it is an easy like that letter might not be there, but still pre-pronounced. Like it could be like
Some
it's
people
not
pronounce
pronounced
it.
and it's not there in like it's
There's
it
actually
isn't
a
spelled that
guttural
way.
like tongue click right there, but
yeah
we're all
it isn't
really bad
spelled
at
that
it.
way in the
Ah.
language.
wow. That's a
But
lot of explanation
how,
for someone just misspelling a
That's
word.
how the sword coach pronounces it.
So wouldn't it be Nyranzaru at that point?
No. That there's two different R's.
So it's a
Different
10
sounds.
That looks exactly
Grandfather's
the same. Anyway, continue. Whatever. That's fine.
That again,
Back on track. Here we go.
Who is in most need of assistance? Please come forward.
Yes, all of us.
Yeah.
Dorn
Well,
starts to like
I can
Movement
only
is
assist
hard.
one of you
Can't
at a
you,
time.
like, come
Please.
to us.
limp forward.
Okay, yeah, he rushes to meet you, grabs you by like the back of the head, and laces the other hand on top of your forehead.
Flinch.
And he is going to cast Cure Wounds. I don't know what just happened.
What just happened?
You guys are the worst. All right.
We're the best.
Yeah, sorry, forgive me. That's true. I
We're
mispronounced
the best.
just now.
Um. Bale's not gonna go to another cleric for healing.
Okay.
Hey Vale, can I
Hoity
get
toity.
one? And then I
One
get
second,
Vale.
hold on. Not like this.
Okay.
I would cast heal
It's a grandfather's atonement, right?
It is.
on
Okay.
myself.
Yeah, Foundry does not like me right now. It's just like a strobe effect right now. It's fine. I think it's just because the map is huge. That's all.
The map is really big. That's true. I could pick literally anything else.
Cure wounds, he did.
No, Vale isn't do this to himself. Vale, that's not who he is. Vale does this for Tor. They'll cast
Okay.
on Tor.
Yes. All right.
So you get healed 70.
Thanks, Val.
Wow. Okay.
I'm at half.
Tor does?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was at 19. Like, I didn't die. It was not good.
Oh wait, no, fuck you. I healed. Not Mason, but you know who I mean.
Ken.
Yeah.
Kid.
I heal a kin for
Fine.
Excuse me, I
You gained
forgot.
21 hit points, Dorn, from
Nice.
Grandfather's Atimbe's. As he begins then to turn his attention immediately to the other members of the party. Please, who else can I assist?
Torn raises his hand again.
Yeah,
Oh,
I will take some once. Like,
I will.
I will wait for the people who died to get some before I jump in, but I will jump
This
in.
one right here, the really small one. He's not gonna want you to touch him, but he's almost dead. Can you please help him?
/R space.
It's like a weird cleric thing. I don't know why, but he's just like kind of weird about it.
25 points.
I've actually been helped, grandfather, in one way, but there's a tired in my soul.
That I can help you with, but it would take some time. You'll have to come see me every Sunday forever.
Okay, great. 10-day week. Which day is Sunday?
it's the 10th day, obviously.
Gotcha.
No
Wait,
matter what
for the
Pantheon
first?
ran, on the 10th day we rest. Or something. Is there anyone else? Tour. $20. At this point, he will turn back around and start and come back to. Alucard, how are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds on.
Alucard's not at full health, but Alucard is feeling
Cast
some type
Mass-
of way.
Casting Mass Cure Wounds on everybody.
Thank you so much. We called you when that one was in two pieces. That one had a hole in his stomach, and that one had an axe in the back of his chest. That he they were all kind of dead.
before we
Yeah.
go back.
So like, we really appreciate your time
Everyone
and
heals for
this
additional 20.
expedited thing that you came.
Of course,
Thanks.
I would not.
Well, we did kill Tsunernas, so that's done.
Oh yeah, we did that. Yeah.
The threat I saw. It has been dealt with.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yes.
I want to take a nap.
Then once again,
Yeah, Vale like finally climbs up on his staff of
Staff.
healing and stands up. Now
once
standing at
again,
50.
Port Nyanzuru and the Sword Coast have you to thank for our safety.
There are people who still need our help. At least some of our help.
All of the Moonshades is a
difficult.
jungle.
It is difficult to help others when you neglect yourself. Take some time.
Our friend O may not have the time we need to take.
We'll prove our worth. We can't get there today. We already know that. We'll handle that when we get back, but we can't get there till at least tomorrow, and I'm fairly certain of that, isn't it? Right, Esfel?
No, we can get there.
Oh, fuck. Shit. I retract that.
I
Should go there now.
didn't expect what has happened.
Yeah.
It's been quite a roller coaster. Yes.
I do. So I've not asked this. The celestial steel was retrieved. Do I have the edict still?
You do. Yep, you still
Okay.
have the scroll.
If I didn't, that would have changed a whole lot of my attitude the whole time.
Esfel, there's something you need to understand before we move forward. There's a total gentleman who is here in Port Nyanzaru who was
She knows Ob.
pretty. I know. Making a point. I know she knows. She knows too many things. That has
Got
made
that right.
that has made a point to ensure our success for this. In fact, probably provided more help than Ao did, to be honest, in getting us to Port Nyanzaru to save the world, I suppose. So what that means is Derek needs to be willing and able and choose to give us the Ring of Autumn to save Ob, because Ob will die without it. As his advisor, it would be a very smart and wise idea if you help convince him of such.
Alucard. Never mind. I had something sharp and witty to say about taking advice from the likes of you on diplomacy and what would be a wise idea, but you have certainly earned some grace. I will bend his ear if needed.
We're not
Me
done
too.
helping. You just had to get out of here to get us back, I guess. I wasn't there for that. I don't know.
You weren't here, and I didn't expect you ever would be. I don't know that Grandfather Zatembe could have brought you back from the damage that you had taken. I thought I had lost my brother. You all, traipsing across the globe with the amounts of power and magic that you have at your disposal, perhaps forget that it is uncommonly rare for someone to be able to return those from the dead.
I look at the Coatl, at the head of the
Staff.
the Usis that I had, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of weird stuff that we've seen and been a part of. But we've done it together, and we'll do this together. And we're very grateful for your assistance.
It is the least I could do.
Dorn
is-
unceremoniously rushes over and just embraces Esfel.
Is Dorn the younger or the older?
I'm the youngest
The youngest of all.
out of
siblings.
all of the siblings.
I'm still getting over the shock of losing you.
I'm still getting over the shock of losing me too. Last I remember, I had a spike of ice through my stomach out the back of my neck.
Oh.
Still hurts.
Derrid is in an incorrigible state. He is been sort of trapped under his own city, unable to help his people. I wouldn't allow him to go out. He had no ability to assist them. He would only have risked himself. The people are going to need a leader. Those people that survived. But he is... If there's anything that can be done for the people of Alaron, it will go a long way. I imagine he would give you the keys to the castle in exchange.
Oh yeah, I have ways, but I have an idea that probably isn't going to work, and that's fine. It only matters. I don't know much about politics, geopolitical. This is a place I've never been to before. He's not any kind of spell casting at all. It's hard to keep track of what it meant at this point, what is and isn't relevant.
No. Alaron isn't a magocracy. It's... I imagine he learned a couple of spells in his youth, as most nobles do.
Doran
anyone
kind of
wealthy
flinches
enough-
at that comment.
Anyone
There's-
wealthy enough to send their children to a tutor to learn a couple of cantrips. But
Kind of what but I didn't know what there's a spell I know that enhances one's ability. That if I was just trying to look for ways that if he could help me help his people, that might even create more favor. But if that's not reasonable, that's not reasonable. Other ways for that,
So it sounds like we need an audience with the king.
or a presentation.
Well, just to discuss what it is he thinks his people need.
I don't exactly think there's a
I-
there's a certain area where that's going
I
to be
think
difficult.
we need to
I have great concern for what he is doing right now on the
Yeah.
shores of the North Island of Alaron, left without me or any sign of...
Right. So we'll go ahead and go. We'll figure this out. We killed a lich and a titan. We're fine. We can handle one Derek Kindred.
Dorn pulls out Flame Tongue and says, "I'd like to go with you," and tries to ignite it, but
It's
it won't ignite.
not attuned. Right.
And he's like shaking it, like hitting it on the hilt, trying to get it to flame on.
Flame on!
Oh well.
I still have this.
Hopefully we
Right,
won't
you'll-
need those.
I suppose I'm not much help without this. So, will you come back to Port Nyanzaru?
We should all go there.
We're going
But-
back to the battlefield.
If we go, I cannot return us here today.
That's fine.
Vale.
Can we wait like an hour or maybe like 20 minutes? I need to go get something.
I won't
Probably-
go without you, but I am worried what Darred might be doing in his desperation.
Need that you could get in 20 minutes that you can't wait for a day or two.
Health points.
It's more so that well, key points. It's more so that I need to leave something before I go anywhere else. You died. I'll explain later.
Tor does say very quickly to those who died, there is no active threat anymore.
Well,
I'm doing dishes, so I'm not on table. Sorry about it.
I have something on my person that I'm not willing to carry with me right now. I just need to go drop it off in the inn.
Okay.
Okay.
I suppose we all can go, and then leave from there.
Yeah, it would be easier.
Yes.
Do your business. Drop whatever this mysterious good off is that you've had, presumably, or you picked up since I've died, or have had this whole time, and now it's an issue, and we can talk about that later, and that's fine.
I'll start walking.
Dorn will limp after he can.
Mathesis will play a song on the lute.
Okay. Yeah, as you all make your way through the city of Port Nyanzaru, it is difficult. The jarring juxtaposition. It is. You guys all have light spirits because everyone is alive, and that was definitely not true 10 minutes ago.
You're the
But it is also like the trials that you've been through and the work left ahead to unmake what has been wrought upon the world are daunting. And the people of Port Nyanzaru have no idea the threat that may have come to their lands. They're carrying about their day, laughing and bartering and bickering in the streets. As you make your way back to the Black Cat Inn, head inside. There's a handful of patrons. It's around let's see, it's around 1 p.m. It's not like crowded in here by any means, but there's probably 10 people. A couple of them have like fish and chips plates in front of them. Jim is behind the bar. Heyo! Good to see you.
I never thought I'd say this, but it's so good to see you too, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Gosh, you guys do not look good.
No.
Yeah, I don't feel good either. Just a moment,
Whose
Jim.
blood is that all over you?
This young
It's
lady
blood.
here, she can have whatever she wants.
Oh yeah, basically everyone can have whatever they like.
She won't be charged.
Right.
For free.
Right.
And if, God help me, if you say pretty much anybody can have everything for free.
Nope, definitely have been charging people for stuff. All kinds of stuff.
Great.
Soap
Say
and
no
food
more.
and... Okay. Can I get you guys anything?
good points.
What now?
I'm going to walk to the meeting room where the ziggurat
Okay, yeah,
entrance
you
is.
head back into the kitchen, down into the trapdoor, down into the like the lounge downstairs. A secondary bar and a pool table and just kind of
I
like
think
dim
is that
lighting.
where he said the Kopesh was?
I
You might have said open office. Maybe not though.
think he said Obe had it.
I'd be
I forget
Okay.
exactly what he said because I was very drunk.
Okay.
I
Then
also think you said Obe at the very least.
I'm going to go find Ob then.
Yeah, you go knock on Obe's door.
Ob. I just open it.
Yeah. Obe is lying in the bed. He's quite emaciated. You can see his skin is stretching to meet the shell. It's just like so gaunt. Everywhere that it would come into, it has to climb up to meet that shell, and he's lying. His eyes are closed. His breath is ragged. Who's there?
Shh. It's okay.
He can.
It's okay.
How many times have I told you not to sneak up on me?
At this point, I don't know if I can help it.
His skin is all over rusty browns and golds, the colors of autumn. The room
I
is
go-
dark. It has a scent to it. You didn't come in here before. Really has just a telltale scent of like hospice. Like he hasn't really cleaned or moved anything in here in a long time.
Are there any wash rags or anything nearby?
Yeah, there's right next to the table. There's a kind of clumped wash rag. It's got the it's kind of dried in place. So it's stiff but crinkled. You have to take it and kind of rinse it out. Flap it out and get some water on it if you want to loosen it up.
Yeah, I'll kneel beside him and just kind of start running it over his head and say,
It's cold.
Listen, we did it.
I knew you could do it. I knew you could.
But we're not done. We're going back right now.
Are you quite well? Akin, you don't look good.
Old man, who are you to talk?
I am quite young, thank you. Younger than you. Old man.
Touche.
I'm...
We're coming back for you, but I need to leave something first. Where's the Kopesh?
The Kopesh. It's under the bed.
I pull out the Kopesh and the cloth that it's in, and I take the Kopesh out, and I take the Kanabo off my back.
Okay.
And I begin to wrap it up. And I take off my gi on the top, and I wrap it again, and I tie it as tightly as I can. I know that you do not have much strength, but...
She's taking a nap.
I know.
I am fine. I just saw you all this morning. It's fine. Everything is fine.
Ken begins sobbing.
Oh, stop that.
We'll be back, okay?
I know that you will.
I need you to be here when we get back.
Ken, when have I ever not been here for you?
I stare daggers into his eyes.
He chuckles and turns his head. I will wait for you, my friend.
Good. I stand up, take the Kopesh, close the door behind me, head to my room, grab a different shirt, and head downstairs.
All right. Yeah. You're muted, Jonathan.
Give me Jonathan.
We all want to change clothes, brother. What? Come on, like.
Yeah, it can.
Are we ready?
Oh, that's super triggering. Okay. Oh gosh, that was okay. I'm ready.
Harry
I'm good.
also wants to change clothes.
I know.
Esfel is at the bar, staring at a small shot glass of green liquid.
I am ready. Sorry for the wait.
Not at all. If you said.
It's quite all right. How is O?
Eken cannot answer.
Right. Let's not tarry then. We should be on with it.
Esfel goes to pick up the shot glass.
Oh, go on then.
You should, no, please do it for both of us because I can't actually get drunk for like the next week and a half. So,
Jim, give me one of those.
Have mine.
No, we're having it together.
I'll take one as well. Jim.
I look over at Alucard, how did you have to break the
No,
when I
no wild magic surge,
So-
and it just so happens that the wild magic surge means I cannot get drunk.
Do you
What?
know that yet?
Oh, I always know
Yeah.
what it is. It's just
Oh,
that
okay.
you know
Hmm.
you say why you don't know I'm like what are you talking about?
Oh, we haven't had this conversation before. We can talk about it later. It's really not that important at the moment. But you do remind me of something. I quickly run into the courtyard, and I'm going to roll so I can get my Tides of Chaos back.
Okay.
Dorn holds up his glass of whatever this liquid is
It's absinthe.
to Esfel and says, "Family." And clinks the
Aw.
glass.
Family.
To family then. All right, this one's one way. Everyone ready? Also, there's a chance we miss.
If we need to, I can contact him when we get there. I'm limited in capabilities, but I can do that at least.
Somebody roll a D100 above table. I guess we're always
I'm
rolling
an
dice above
archer.
table. It'd be weird for you just like character to pull out
Well,
dice.
I mean, technically, I guess if you think about it, technically you should be rolling dice on table.
On two table, right?
On the table.
I'm an archer, Esfel. I never miss.
Okay, I guess.
I can say for certain that you have missed. Like I can sing you a
can
song
enumerate.
about the times that you've missed.
Sick.
That list the times that you missed.
Oh boy. Okay.
Seeing a die roll after me rolling. I remember what
Nice
teleport
number.
says. I already rolled.
And no, I'm rolling to get my Tides of Chaos back.
Does a 19 trigger your thing that makes you roll a D100?
I have to roll both. I have to roll one to see where I am on the table, and the second one tells me how severe it is.
Wait, hold on. Maybe I don't remember.
Tides of Chaos
I'm-
always does the wild magic surge.
Oh,
It's
To
not.
got
gain
it.
my Tides of Chaos back, I have to roll.
Got it.
Yeah, it's not like something else.
Okay.
It's not like something else.
Small birds flutter and chirp in your vicinity for 1 minute, during which time you automatically fail any stealth check. Okay, so I walk back in, and there are just songs
Birds.
like
I can
bluebirds.
get wanting to change
Oh,
his shirt, but
what's
this
better
is ridiculous.
It's like I feel like
Bird in
like,
here.
they don't teleport, but they appear.
Yeah, they're magic. They're
teleport with
magical
this.
birds summoned forth from. They're actually fey creatures.
They're not blue. They're not bluebirds.
Yeah,
they're not
but it takes
bluebirds.
them-
They're blue birds.
It's gonna take them a second, like when we teleport. I'm like, oh wait, that's the person we need to follow, and they're gonna follow afterwards, after we get there.
Destination you select. If you target an object, it must be able to fit entirely. Destination you choose must be known to you. It must be on the same plane of existence. Your familiarity with the destination determines whether you arrive there successfully.
Do any of us have any like twigs or anything in our hair?
I died there.
Just take some dirt off of it.
We were
off of,
literally just
Dorn's
there,
face.
like.
Dorn used the cleaning stone still.
Actually, there is
Really?
no dirt on my face because I
That's
used the
true.
cleaning stone.
I take the
So-
dirt off of my face.
As it happens, on a 1 to 5 is a mishap, but we rolled a 6.
Oh,
Nice.
So we're fine.
So a 6 is a similar area. Let's see what that says. You and your group.
I thought that low was good on this. I'm sorry, guys.
You and your group wind up in a different area that's visually or thematically similar to the target area. Yeah.
Almost the worst thing possible.
If you are heading for your home laboratory, for example, you might wind up in another wizard's laboratory, or in an alchemical supply shop that has many of the same tools and implements as your laboratory. Generally, you appear in the closest similar space, but since the spell has no range limit, it could conceivably be anywhere on the plane.
So are we just like
Where's the closest
beach?
nearest Titan's graveyard?
are we just in Omu? Not in Omu, but
We land on the battlefield.
somewhere in the
300
jungles of
away.
Chult.
No, not the closest to where you are. The closest to your destination. The closest similar area to your destination. Not the closest similar area to where you started from.
That feels weird because it seems like that would mean that it would be the destination.
But no, it's just a
Excluding
similar
the
area.
destination.
Excluding the destination. Yes. You got close. It's like Diagon. We're only one alley over.
We're in Nocturne Alley.
Yes.
danger.
And as
Hi,
such,
Doctor.
you all appear. I can't select you from the chat. The chat window isn't the same.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
As such, you all appear. On the beach, and there's a giant rock.
Wow. Wow.
Dorn shoots him in the eye.
This is very, very.
It's stormy. The rain is falling. There are harpies trying to steal the rock egg.
Oh.
Have we done this one before?
Yeah.
Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Deja vu.
No, so actually probably more likely you would appear near the cape at Caer Caladir. You're on a high cliff looking out over a sheer cliff face that goes down plummets down into the ocean. All these kind of nooks and crannies and ocean caves climbing up into the cliff face. Off to the left, the cove kind of inlet travels more inland, and you can see up on a peak rising high above the cliffside. On a jut of earth, like Pride Rock, kind of, is the Coral Palace of Caer Caladir. It is overrun with vines, wisteria and grapevines lashing. Its windows are busted through with massive plants, and trees are growing out from the top of the opalescent dome. But you can clearly make out the Coral Palace of Caer Caladir. The jungle is thick all around you, but you appear at the edge of the cliff where these trees threaten to tumble into the sea. Their sheer mass, their roots climbing over the cliff face and burrowing into the side of it, but even still they are kind of tilted outward towards the precipice below. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We've got plenty of time for archery lessons, my dear.
Well, this wasn't.
Where you know where we are? You tell.
Yes,
We're in the jungle.
That's Caer Caladir. That's the Coral Palace.
Would you like me to send King?
You can.
Just
I'm not
at
sure
least
how best to proceed from here. It will take him hours, days, to travel back from the northern point through the jungle to the castle.
But it's best that he knows he's not been abandoned.
We do not have
Yes.
days, Vale.
Sure.
Let's teleport us tomorrow.
Can
if
you
we're
can you get us
successful.
there? Because I'm trying to at least contact him, and that's better than not
Maybe
doing
we could
anything
get a
right
head
now.
start on clearing the
fine.
foliage.
Okay, cool. We hadn't even gotten to where we had gotten to that. Yes, that was the next thing that I was going to suggest. I'm not just going to sit here for days as we wait. I'd want to have this, if we could. It'd be great if we could have this fixed for him, but I don't. Yes, that is my other goal. Or we go there to him tomorrow as soon as I find him. Get quicker. I don't know. I can't.
I can attempt to
I
go
don't
and
know
retrieve
if
him
that's,
tomorrow if I have an idea of where he's at. Yes, contact him and we'll camp here tonight. Camp. In the capital of the Moonshade.
Aaron. 11th ornament. 11th ornament is 2 words. In case you were curious, you can't just say it fast and make it 1 word.
Love that right. Checkmate.
Spell. At your Caladir. Okay, I'll go ahead and start. I'm just gonna go ahead and send it because I think that's better than me just trying to think it out. King Darren.
Darid?
Darren, that's what I said. Sorry.
Spell check.
That's 5 words. I'm just kidding.
The 11th ornament is with Esfel. Those fallen have returned. We are at Care Caladir. If you make your way, Esfel can return for you tomorrow. Do. I was trying to feel like I was trying to like be in contact. I was like I couldn't have two more words, so I just had.
We'll talk.
Yeah, that's we'll
Real
talk.
talk.
Is the we'll talk with a
We'll
W-E apostrophe L-L.
Utilizing the apostrophe to combine two words
using
into one.
contractions.
Okay, all right.
Very
Okay.
wouldn't have is in there sometimes.
Wouldn't have.
Throw in.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of apostrophes for 1 word.
Don't
Vale.
tell me you stretched.
Oughtn't to have.
Ought.
Oh my god.
Oughtn't to. If you wonder why
Y'all
English is
ought
so
to.
hard to learn.
That's just not intuitive. All right.
Oughtn't to have.
Y'all oughtn't have.
Y'all
is
oughtn't have done
definitely
that. Oughtn't have done that. Yeah. English is hard.
South Carolina.
Vale. I'm glad to hear that you're well. I'm glad to hear that Esfel's well. She vanished with that Alucard character. I didn't know what to think. Me and my family were camped here at the edge of the sea. We'll wait for Esfel tomorrow.
He'll be where we left him at least till the morning. If things don't go well, then more difficult. But I'll be able to be in contact before you leave. And from there, whatever happens. It's,
And we all have a long night ahead of ourselves.
yeah. Speaking of, now Vale will go and sit down in just in the center of an area and pull up the edict, and he's gonna start just not actively trying, but just spending time.
Yeah. With
focusing
there's no check if you're just gonna spend some time to do it. Slowly, as you just read the words, the jungle begins to recess. It shrinks. These massive trees become basically enormous Jurassic trees shrink down into a stand of aspens, some normally sized oaks and pine trees. The overgrown vines retract back into the earth, becoming small rose bushes, briar patches. You can affect about a 30-foot radius area, and that will take you about 30 minutes.
Dorn will set about trying to collect firewood.
Yeah. Make a survival check.
Six, because it's -4.
As this is going on,
Yeah.
I will also.
With survival. Yeah. With survival, on that. There's nothing, no dead wood anywhere to be found. Everything is very vibrantly alive. Even that which has been reverted to the standard flora for the Moonshays is quite fresh and full of green sap. You're not able to find anything that you think will burn. Even as you hear a low rumble of thunder. The overcast sky above threatens to begin drizzling.
Dorn will just lean up against a tree and try to rest.
Okay.
Yeah. Vale will continue doing this until one of like 4 things happens. The first one is it gets dark. That one I don't think is most likely to happen first. The storm becomes an issue. That seems like a thing that I didn't think about initially when I started talking about this, but you just brought that up to my mind. Really, what I think will happen is that he will end up getting exhausted first, as even taking like the take 20. I still have a -4. Like, this is exerting to
Yes.
some degree.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what I will say though is I will ask him like if you I will say that like if you see animals that are like really specifically acting weird and very approachable and like want to follow, bring them as well as we go. Like that seemed to be like a telltale sign, a sign that we thought. Oh, I don't know that. Sorry, I don't say that. I was dead. I don't know that. I apologize.
Okay. Yeah, okay. As a light drizzle begins, Asfel steps into the clearing now of just kind of knee-high grass, and there's trees. You're still in kind of a forested area, but it's a very sort of the king's forest. It's maintained. There's not a lot of underbrush between the trees. It's all kept low, just kind of grass and pine straw. As she steps in, Vale, if you're able. She looks up at the storm clouds. Perhaps we begin walking towards the city. We can recover some shelter. It is entirely abandoned, but we should still keep the rain off our backs.
Yeah, no, that would be a better idea. That would be a good show of faith too. For our conversations tomorrow.
Yep, and as the party then, I suppose, gathers round and begins to stride after Vale, moving at a slow pace. Vale, you notice as you walk, you still hear the whispers of the words of Ao. You can't. If someone asked you to pronounce them, you would be hard pressed to be able to do it. But somehow, when you look at it and read it, the words just flow forth from you, and you hear the whispers as you walk. And very slightly, even as you make your way through the jungle, the plants begin to shrink and retract. Not fully returned to normal, but just an aura radiating from you that is pushing them back. Kind of, especially without you get the impression that this is going to be much easier now that Cernunnos isn't here. The force that brought them and sustained them is gone, and so they, kind of in an inertial fashion, have a desire to return to their natural state. um, so as you walk, it takes you about an hour of walking, which many of you are quite exhausted. At some point, the rain really does begin to come down. Even as you travel through this very wooded area, the drips coming off of the beech leaves and the oak leaves creates a pitter-patter through the forest until ultimately you begin to see the buildings of Caer Callidyrr in the distance. Arriving upon the derelict streets, the flagstones are broken and torn asunder by growing roots that have come up through them. You can see kind of close to the entrance to the city all these kind of smaller buildings, some of which have trees growing straight up through the roofs. But kind of close to the front of the city there is an inn that seems to be in relatively good repair, where Esfel mentions that you might find some food in the stores and at least a good roof over your head, and directs you towards that. As you wander through, and Vale's kind of chanting under his breath, the roots that have upended the flagstones just begin to dissolve away and shrink. The flagstones don't repair themselves or even really right themselves, although some of them kind of fall back properly into place on the road. It's really more just like removing the vegetation. There's still damage to the city that is going to be pretty expensive. What's the word? Pretty extenuous. Expensive too. Call Serve Pro. When you've got Titan.
Too many roots.
I'm sure there's a lot of mildew, mold
That's right.
in their bathrooms, in their vents. So, yeah, as you all make your way up to the inn, and head inside. There's only one area. There's a very tall, sort of lean, flexible aspen tree that's just kind of shot straight up through the floor of the inn and broken through the ceiling above, but the rest of the building seems to be pretty well intact. It's just kind of growing there. Esfel uses prestidigitation to light all the lanterns.
So, not to be, I'm just trying to look for something to look at the bright side of, or any advantage. There's no chance that you think that his being here may have aged like barrels of whiskey or anything to, I don't know.
We have a barrel of whiskey in the bag of holding.
We haven't aged. Then there we go. I've set Bale's night for the night.
Yes, I'm sure that there are whiskies here at the inn, although I'm also certain that the proprietor is going to have enough expenses without us plundering his stock.
It's okay. We'll just leave gold
Yeah,
on the
no,
counter.
we have. He literally like the pirate solved that problem for us. We have our own whiskey.
Yeah. Also, I'm a pirate. Fuck
He's
it.
gonna now. He's gonna. You just told him that he has to go steal some of that as well, just to. No, we've now made that as
To
a
make
thing.
a point.
Yeah, I really I pointed it out. I guess.
Well, I'll head down into the cellar and see if there's anything smoked or
that was-
salted that's still good
Oh.
to eat.
God, you went against that either.
And she kind of makes her way through the dusty room. A lot of the stools have been toppled. People kind of left in mass exodus, or were rather probably transformed into animals while they were sitting at the stools. And so there's a lot of disarray going on here in the bar. But She kind of like picks her way over the stools and chairs and heads out, heads behind the bar, and then heads into a small room down a ladder.
So when I had a thought earlier, and I might be putting too much thought into things about people, but I had a question. Someone
Yes.
might have asked this already too.
Yes, Vale.
I don't want to, if it's personal, it's too much, I understand, but your family expected you to be a necromancer, right?
Yes.
Is that why you took up killing things? Kind of.
No.
Okay.
That was sort of a side effect of the adventuring lifestyle.
Fair enough.
I will say it's very difficult to get away with not killing things when you're taking bounties.
Fair. Yeah, no, I just had a thought, and that's fine. I was just curious. That makes sense. I didn't think it made sense. I didn't think I didn't think it was a reasonable question, but I also, if it was right, I was gonna be like, God, I knew it.
I wasn't trying to completely just
Fuck the system.
do the absolute opposite of necromancy in killing a lot of things, I suppose, but
At a certain point, I guess, for necromancy, you might end up killing things to get more. Doesn't matter.
right. Yeah, I suppose they're not mutually exclusive. Anyway, no. The answer to your question is no.
Okay.
As Tor is kind of pawing at Vale at the bag of holding.
Oh yeah.
Vale,
Like
Yeah.
not even as much pawing as actively digging into the bag.
Yeah. Look.
yeah. And you bring up a barrel which fills the entire opening of the bag of holding.
Yep. We were worried
it's
about
like-
this later.
I'm
I'm pulling
yeah,
it slowly.
We pushed it in, and we can't like squeeze, like push from the bottom.
Yeah, you got your like fingers like there's nowhere to get a grip because
on.
the bag has it gusseted all the way around.
I'm gonna take a straw and punch it into the
Well,
barrel.
I was gonna ask.
Okay.
It has a plug right at the top.
It has a plug somewhere on the barrel. That's not the side that came to the.
Yeah, can I wiggle it
got
around
it.
with my little fingies? Can I make a disadvantage strength check?
Push it back in and try to like, keep summoning it until we find the right portion that has the plug.
You could try those things. Tour. It's gonna be a sleight of hand. It's
I
gonna be
knew it.
strength sleight of hand though.
Oh, that's great news. That means it's a 13 instead of 10.
Yeah, no dice.
I mean, that's a lot better than a 10 though.
Hmm.
To be
It
fair.
was a D20.
Technically one dice. Yeah, one die.
Well, shit. Lads, we've got a problem.
I'm gonna be honest.
Is it the problem that we knew that we had when we put it in here?
Don't talk to me like I realized that.
Gents, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that the amount that we will drink tonight will make or break this innkeeper. If it does, his inn was doomed to begin with. Let's
sure.
just.
I'm not
Matt
worried about
just
that.
pours
I'm
out
worried
the-
about the whiskey that we do have. That's probably really good.
Yeah, but that's a problem for future 11th Ornament.
I am now future 11th Ornament.
No, you're present.
Have a
now I'm
magic-
future again.
Have a magic
No,
jug
now
that can pour whiskey.
Yeah, but it was a
Yeah, but
special
it's not the whiskey that I got off that guy.
It's not.
It's
It's,
been
it's,
aged
it's not the right
for
special.
literally
whiskey.
like longer than I've been alive.
Which time?
Damn.
Yes,
Damn.
all three.
Um,
We'll talk about it.
Here's a
Matt,
question.
this is too soon.
Too
mate,
soon.
Too soon.
No.
Here's
Matt
a
just
question.
pulls out his lyre and starts to sing a tune. And it says, Val, come sit down. You seem to be sore, isn't it? I'll tell you the tale of a group who has done a bit from liches and jungles to fighting in tournaments. I'll sing of pure valor, the 11th Ornament. See, that made you smile a little bit. It's a work in progress. I've got to finish the rest of the
Dorn pulls
Strum-
out his
strum.
kalimba and starts like.
No. It's literally in the wrong key. It's tuned in the wrong key. You could not play a right note if you wanted to.
Dorn
That's
not
your
to
fault.
notice that it's
Seems
in the wrong
not to
key.
notice that the kalimba is not. A
Yours
chromatic
is in
instrument.
C. This is song is in E flat. Like it's just not gonna work.
No, he's got a chromatic. It's like.
I don't
Polytonal.
think they make chromatic kalimbas.
No,
to be honest.
kalimbas
That's
don't
a
exist
lot
that way.
I don't think they make
It's a
them. I
lot.
think they're
It's a lot of
exclusively-
times. It's an entire
They're
Turtles
exclusively
show.
diatonic.
They might.
I would like to.
That's like the size of a piano.
Amazon.
Yes,
yeah.
literally.
I would like
No, it's just one octave.
very much
Sorry, go ahead.
to summon Du Bois so he can celebrate with us after dying.
Yeah.
I also, before any of this really happens, I will also be spending like 2 hours clearing out the inn, also, of things.
Yeah, the inn is relatively unmolested, but you do manage to get the massive tree that has grown up through it to completely vanish. Although you would need like a good 8 hours of the mending spell to repair the floor and walls and ceiling and roof.
And like have to find the pieces
Yeah.
and parts to put together for that 8 hours.
It'd be cheaper to rebuild it
Yeah.
than to hire
no,
a
it would be
spellcaster with
cheaper.
mending.
Yeah.
Unless you already had it, right?
Or if you knew for a fact you had all the parts.
Oh, that is so much work.
Chromatic, kalimba.
Yeah, that is so much work, Cameron.
They make them.
Just because it's made.
so much work. Looking at it, like my thumbs are too big for a one.
Kalimba's are hard enough to play
That's
as
hard.
is.
You have to have the tiniest thumbs in the world.
Okay, just because
Anyways,
Dorn is an adventurer doesn't mean that he has massive hands.
You're right.
the slughorn chair.
Ah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Chair.
Esbel.
So
Yeah.
Dorn small hands confirmed.
Small hand. Confirm.
Yeah. Ah.
Esbel returns. She has a kind of apron full of unshucked corn, as well as a small box of salt pork. Well, it's not nothing.
As Tor sits down,
Mhm.
He looks over to you, Ken. Where'd your big thing go? Where'd you?
It's gone.
Did we lose it?
Wow.
Tor, I think
Please
think
silence
you
your
should-
cell phones before attending this film.
read. I think you should read
it
the
just not-
situation.
I mean,
A promise was fulfilled.
all right,
My pact is ended.
that's cool. I was worried about your hit 'em stick.
He has a new hit 'em stick.
Well, yeah, but the other one was a big sword, you know.
This one's made of lightning.
It was more than a sword,
Oh.
it was a companion.
I mean, I'm pretty fond of my. All weapons are kind of companions.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
The boy
Ken
curls
tries-
up next to you.
Wow.
Mathis just looks down at the loot. Are you my companion?
Tor.
Ken tries to
It whispers back, yeah.
communicate with the oh so familiar presence and
Yeah, there's nothing.
just sits there silently.
Would you go to the Naruto space in your mind? With the big cage, there's nothing behind the cage.
Yeah, not exactly something I think we should talk about this very moment.
Well, but why? I mean, I don't. It's just a weapon.
Well,
I don't.
That's
What do you
not
mean?
when we don't talk about it. I'm just letting you know it's not something we should talk about at this very moment.
No, actually, yeah,
Okay.
I
It's
think
just a
that you're
fucking
picking up
weapon.
on things that. No. No. Actually, I usually think that Alucard is pretty good at picking up on things, and I think that he's picked up on things that I didn't realize were. I didn't know there was a thing involved with that for a long time, and by the time that I did, it was too late to really have an issue with it. I'll be honest. I'll go ahead and talk about it since we haven't in a long time. You're right.
Oh,
We
boy.
don't talk about it.
Here we go. What? I'm so fucking confused.
I didn't realize there was something wrong until recently when we were and got the bow. And I heard demon for the first time. I'd heard you say Oni a lot, and I didn't know what that meant. So yeah, I've been kind of concerned, and I didn't have enough time to really think about our problems. But if you saying that's done, then again, sorry if this is raw or whatever. I'm not
You
actually.
died, Vale. Again,
Okay.
there was only one thing that I could do.
That doesn't sound like that's true, but okay, go on.
Oh.
The only... Okay. The only truth was that you were in half. Dorn was impaled on an icicle. I was barely breathing. Tor could only mutter words to keep us alive. Was half of a beast, and Alucard was too far to really do anything.
Oh,
So I
good with
gave
that.
my soul and my body to the Oni as long as the Titan died. The Titan died,
Oh, that sounds like way more than what I was expecting you to say.
and
I
I
wasn't really
woke up.
talking about.
Well, you
That's
said you
insane.
wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
There.
I didn't realize.
Like
Okay,
it's
go ahead.
raw. Sorry.
No, that's
Uh,
not. This was what I expected you to say.
I didn't realize that whatever spooky stuff you gave yourself over to was in the.
Wait a second. You didn't know?
No.
Literally, when you cut him down,
Yes,
you
I
made
knew.
you
I
made a
knew
statement
that
about
he gave
not.
himself over to something.
The Oni is imprisoned in the Kanabo and the Blade. It is its sanctum, but also its cage.
Yeah,
We
see,
had a
that's-
symbiotic relationship, but at the end, as I had told it would be the case, I gave it a way out as long as our mission was completed. I woke up, and that must mean that as I asked before the lights went dim, I was defeated. It had its chance, and as helpful as it was, I believe it's time to part ways.
Well, I'm happy for you, I think.
I'm
Sorry
tired.
to bring up such a sensitive topic. I really didn't realize it was in there.
Yeah, sometimes it's really difficult to talk about yourselves. You know.
Yeah, see, I have a guy who,
Fail
like, if
size
I gave him over to
super
anybody,
heavily.
So many selves
in
you
my
might
source.
want to talk about. Me and myself would
I'm
like to
glad
talk about.
somebody caught that.
Speaking of character developments,
Alucard goes over to a corner and just sits and just stares into empty space.
Mads will wait about 10 minutes and then go sit directly in front of him like a child would, like cross-legged, just staring, smiling, not saying anything, just looking at his face.
Eken is going to go to whatever room is
There
on
are
the
rooms.
second floor.
Yeah.
That has like a window and just kind of.
Mhm. This room has a great big window.
He'll
I mean, like,
rest.
the glass is gone, but it's a great big window.
He'll stay in that room tonight by himself.
And by window, I mean a hole in the wall that was put there by a growing tree. But it
Oh, a
is-
door.
Yes. Okay. Anyone else? Anything particular? I'm not trying to drag this out, but I don't want to take up any potential
Yeah.
role play.
I think that Vale ends up like
I think that Jared's
sitting at
gotta
a
say something.
table. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sitting at a table and like reading and like just emanate this as much as he can from a spot until he passes out for the night.
Yeah, you go for about an hour and a half more, and then you just can't. You kind of fall asleep at the table.
As Mathesis looks out, Alucard is just staring off. It's that type of situation where you've been holding on to something, you've been holding something in, and you don't know how to let it go yet. And so, but you don't let it you can't really let it go until someone like looks at you and looks like they're looking to perceive what you're feeling, and then he like starts to break down.
Mathesis scoots over, sits next to him, touching, and just leans his head on Alucard.
They all died.
Who all died?
Vale.
Yeah.
Dawn. He can't.
Mhm.
All at once, and there's nothing I could do about it. And
Nope.
And Tor cut Ekin down, and I didn't understand what was going on, and
He did do
then
that.
I realized what happened,
And I wasn't there for you either.
No, I know you weren't there. That's not the problem.
And you were by yourself again, and it was really scary. And
But it's different this time.
Yeah, it's different.
It's easy to it's really easy to tell yourself that nothing matters when you don't have anybody that matters. But
Please silence your dogs before attending this film.
Certain killed all of them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the only thing I could think about was finding a way to help. And everyone was someone else. Like Tor was upset at what he did, but didn't. And you were frozen. And I just had to find something to do. I understand why we go through the links we do for the people we do.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most scared I've been.
Yeah. And you did it. You're the one who pulled us all together. You're the one who got Esfel to us. You're the one who handled that. Do you remember all those times when you were really frustrated that we weren't dealing with anything?
Yes. Yes.
Do you get it now?
in a way, I suppose. But what I understand is if we you can't just simply disregard what's happening because
It's not about disregarding what's happening. It's about accepting what is and what you can do in that moment to do something. And I remember an Alucard that waited to come out and was a little scared to fight, and then I remember an Alucard who jumped and smote Elizabeth. And I remember the Alucard that smote Sundernos, and now I remember the Alucard that saved all of us. And regardless of what it is now, or what the feelings are, what is that we love you. And you love us.
Don't use the L word, Mathesis.
I'm only talking about what's real. You don't throw yourself at a Titan because of some quest for glory. You do it either because it's right or because you need to do it to protect the people that you love.
I suppose you're right.
Or you're absolutely insane. And
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
But I think I prefer the first two. You know.
no, we all do.
I really prefer the first two.
And it doesn't actually have to be one or the other. There can be a lot of mixture going on.
Yeah, it's just
Sometimes there's like 3 things going on at the same time.
At least 3.
It's been like a really
Maybe
short.
even
It's really
4.
like a relatively short time that I've actually been with this group. But like, you guys are insufferable. But like, at the same time, I understand the need. I now understand the need to kill people for other people, for people you love and stuff, and not just to escape death because a ship is sinking and you want to make sure that you survive and you accidentally bring the captain with you because you can't control your magic. But that's not something I'm going to admit out loud to anyone else. But that's the whole point. And I'm just saying that I care a lot about all of you, and I didn't think that was the case. And now I know.
You didn't
Yeah.
think you cared about us, Alucard?
Vale, go away.
Stop eavesdropping. Meanwhile, at the bar, Tour and
I wasn't
Dorn.
dropping no eaves.
I'm just like,
Might be
got the
dropping
table
no eaves
over.
on us. Yeah,
I was just sitting there the whole time. Like,
yeah. You're at a table nearby-ish. Yeah. Meanwhile, over at the bar, Dorn has found an unmarked dark brown glass bottle behind the bar containing something very akin to very similar to spiced rum.
Yeah, I'll test it for poison.
It is not poisonous. It is in fact it's like
well,
it's like Sailor Jerry's or
is
Kraken.
poisonous.
It's very sweet. It is poisonous. It's alcoholic. Yeah. It's like Sailor Jerry's or Kraken. It's a very sweet kind of spiced dark.
I
rum.
instantly throw up.
From AJ's memories of that
Oh, yeah.
alcohol.
To this day, the second that Kraken touches my lips, everything's coming out. So
Yeah, I'm that way
Bananas
with
Foster.
Fireball.
Ooh.
I'm that way with wild turkey.
Wild turkey Jerry.
no, that's fair though. Even,
Yeah.
even if there was no bad story, that's
I mean,
fair.
that is true, but
There is a story, Jerry.
Yeah,
there's a story.
Jerry.
I mean,
Yeah, Jerry.
makes like it's my fault.
It is your fault.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and lay blame on that one.
Yeah, you basically
To be
fed
fair,
him wild
to be
turkey
fair,
as his
Garrett
first
or I
beverage
also
ever.
should have stepped in and said no, but we
Yeah.
didn't. And
Anyway.
Especially
you
when
said
I
yes.
came over with the text message to Sid,
Yeah.
I would like to explore alcohol.
Well, no, and without knowing that, I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was your idea to do that, and then I found out it was Jerry's idea afterwards.
I just assumed that he would be fine because I was fine. I just
But
Jerry.
Sure, yeah, you're right. We all assumed that he'd be fine. None of us would have let him take it if we thought he wouldn't be fine.
Anyways, Tor and Dorn over at the bar, rifling through and siphoning off the various liquors and liqueurs in the bottles below the sturdy oak bar. Akin has
Watch
retired for the evening.
the act happen like that, and it's intense. Sorry.
Vale is
You don't want to know. You don't want to know what that is.
Vale is reading the edict, muttering under his breath, while and Alucard have a heart-to-heart in the corner.
So here's the question, as he's wiping his eyes and everything. Just a weird question. So I understand that we got paid before this and everything. I'm just talking to Mathis. But do you think there's more money to be had, for emotional damages and everything?
I don't know. There could be, but it'll probably come with some strings, and we'll probably have to make someone mad to get it.
Sure, maybe. I get it. I get it. Also, can we not do some world-ending? I understand you guys all love doing this whole the world's about to end. We need to save it, and we save it. And this time I joined. I joined and everything. Well, you guys defeated the death curse, and then you did this, and then you did this. So I just assumed you were
We defeated the death curse a month after meeting each other.
Sure. I'm just saying you guys really like to do this, and I like
And
you
also,
guys.
this wasn't our idea. We were really trying to save Obe's family. Then this happened.
Great.
Yeah.
So can we take a break? Can we take a break from this for maybe? Let's give it a month or 3. Just live off
I
the
think you should
revels
all
of this.
retire.
No, I've got a lot of things I have to do.
Esfel.
I also have a
Esfel.
lot of pirating to do.
Although it might be nice to go back to that place where all the doors are, in the middle of all the plains.
Sigil. I
Yeah.
think they said it. Yes.
Back
That
to
wouldn't be-
Sigil.
That wouldn't be bad.
You've been to Sigil.
Yeah.
Esfel, you really have to get out more often.
When I say things to people about the things that we've done, they just look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, our
Did
plan
you
was
see
to
the way
go
Zid
find. Wait, do you not remember that our crazy plan was to go find Ao's realm? Is
I
it much
literally
more
said-
I
ridiculous
thought that
we went
was-
to Sigil?
I thought that was largely metaphorical, like a
No.
No, we-
peyote spirit
Interesting.
journey in the jungle.
Yeah, I
Really?
died on the river Styx, Esvel.
I did.
I,
swam
waved
in
the
River
edict.
Styx.
I don't know what I've been saying for the past 24 hours.
There was we got to a plane, and then something tried to take Vale's eye. They did
I thought
take
you were going
Vale's eye.
to go see Ao
No.
in prayer. It was
No,
like
I
a,
went to
No,
his
we
study.
traveled
Esfel.
the rivers.
like a
we
mushroom
literally
trip or
traveled the river
something.
Styx.
Your
we told you
father's
we were-
your father's. No, I'm sorry. I have fathers. You have father and mother. Your parents literally attempted to stop the dragon cult, to stop Tiamat from rising. And you think this is a weird thing?
I do
You thought
know
that was
traveling
figurative?
the other planes is entirely possible, but
I tried
didn't
to hook
know
up with a Valkyrie
why.
on the boat.
Wait,
I just
you
don't know
tried
why
to
you
hook
didn't
up with
try and-
Valkyrie?
What? While I was what? Wait.
Wait, I tried. Did
Neither
you
one of them
cock
were-
block me?
Neither one of them were anywhere close to successful
I
on their
just-
own rights.
I didn't
He's
take
a
you
liar.
seriously.
Yeah, we
I'm
went on the
sorry.
river Styx.
No.
We went through the
That's-
Underdark. We found a slip in time where we accessed.
I've met the Fairy King of Autumn,
Yeah,
which is why we're trying
Well, that's
to get
much
this
more
ring.
reasonable to understand.
I killed a Lich God.
Okay, now we're getting a little crazy.
No, for real.
No, that
That's the crazy one.
I
Chester,
can't. I can't.
that
I
actually
can't vouch
did
for that.
happen.
Well, I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay.
I don't even know what that. What's a lich?
with the tobacco.
It's like Esfel, but worse.
I think that you should all. I resent that. I think you should all retire. You should make
For the
an
evening?
outstanding amount of money from this.
So you think that you're worse than Lich?
I'm going to.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I just heard it in my head, and I had it. My bad. It wasn't
Jordan?
I know.
Jordan guffaws and slaps his hand on the table like multiple times.
Esfel
Imagine
casts
this-
silence specifically around Dorn. Just a
I
little
walk
bitty
into the
cone
silence
right around
bubble.
Dorn.
Counterspell. Wait, I don't have.
Yeah, I'd love to see you have some spells left.
I have one
bitch.
spell left, actually. I don't know what level it is, but I have one.
I've got cantrips. Eldritch Blast.
Lol. Alright,
I do
eventually...
have 3 rages left.
Just go for it.
No
Eventually,
one's enchanted by anything, right? Like, you're not, like, I don't need to dispel anything on anybody. We even
Oh.
talked about this. I was dead for a while. I don't know where we're at.
that's a
I
great
feel
question. Is
like
anybody above table? Is anyone still...
I think I've been.
Yeah, because I
Of it.
could have.
diseased?
I think that we
oh, no,
handled
you
the
definitely
disease.
cured it.
We
You cured
handled
it.
the
You
dis-
cured it 'cause
we
it was dealing
handled the
damage.
diseases.
He was dealing damage every turn he was in the ethereal plane. You ended them while he was in the ethereal plane.
Yeah. I just wanted to make. I guess I
All right.
didn't think anyone had any. I didn't think there was like. Whale didn't think there was a thing that could exist, but Vale doesn't
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was going to ask anyway just in case somebody might have an idea.
Anyways, you will. I think that living this life, adventuring, maybe you've forgotten that there are normal people in the world whose lives must go on. Farmers and tanners and shoemakers.
Oh, that's
You've done
I
a
don't-
lot for them. But perhaps enough. Perhaps pick up a trade, a nice, safe trade. Become a blacksmith. Become a bookbinder.
Can you imagine us doing?
No. No, that would make my life much easier.
the only hard
Oh.
skills I had coming into this life was stealing things.
Oh no.
Similar, but different.
Esfel's saying that she cares about us and she cares about our safety.
Not
Yeah.
just all.
Oh wow. Wow.
If
blame
you,
it.
if you're a, you have become a political power to rival nations, and that means you have to be
I don't
accounted
like the sound
for.
of that. Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
It'd be much better for me if you would just retire.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to retire for the evening. Good night.
Yeah, I really need to fucking sleep. And
You know,
Tor takes
my-
a glass or a bottle, finishes it, and just face first on the desk, on the fucking
Now
bar.
that you say it. Tor, can you drink one more for me, please?
Yeah, all right. Oh, fucking. I grab another and the whole fucking bottle.
All right.
Thank you.
Roll
Thank
a
you.
d20.
Great.
Remember that I am resistant to poison. Ian? Not great.
Great.
You grab another bottle. It just so happens to be a bottle off the very bottom of the shelf. It's a 3-year-old tequila with
Oh, no.
with a dead scorpion in the bottle. You know, like.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
bottle.
right. Uh-huh.
And you just are committed to downing it all for Alucard. Like for Alucard, and you're too kind of tipsy and also toxically masculine to not finish it, and you just put it all down. And I need for you to make a con save.
I see something in that. I lean over to Dorn or whoever is
Dirty
sitting next
20.
to me.
Dirty 20. All right, yeah, you finish it. It's got a narrow neck, so the scorpion, it's kind of like crystallized. The chitin doesn't actually travel down the neck. It fortunately, you don't swallow the scorpion, but you
Yeah, yeah.
slam it down. It shatters.
Fantastic.
Oh, hi, cat. The bottle shatters. You're holding the
Hey,
neck
say
of
hi.
it still. And you just kind of.
Great.
Alucard, this shit was fucking terrible.
Sorry.
Your
You know,
face
Matt,
lands
this-
on the scorpion.
Yep, that tracks.
Oh
And
boy.
as a reaction, and you go into a rage and get a scorpion tail yourself.
Grow a scorpion tail.
Yeah. I get really mad for just a second enough for half of a tail to spurt out, and then I'm.
Mazathis, you have a point. I wonder what real estate is like in Sigil. Like, can you buy a house in Sigil?
With enough platinum, you can buy anything, even
right.
like, political favors.
This is true. I mean, you can.
Also,
you
with
can-
enough charm, you can just get it for free.
You know what? Those two things, you're right. Because like, you
just
could
saying.
pay for sexual favors, but if you're charming enough, you can in fact get it for free.
It's true.
I feel like I'm talking about like real estate.
No, I get it. I'm just drawing a parallel. I'm connecting with you
okay.
on the
Yeah.
No. You're talking about the same thing.
No, mine's like a house. So,
Yes,
like where you
yes.
sleep at.
She did
Yeah,
be
she's
built like,
like
a
a
house,
brick
though.
She's a brick house.
Just a brick.
House.
She's mighty.
No, I would like to
Rage.
whenever I finish what I have to do, I might go there.
Makes sense. I know two Cambians there. They're very nice.
Yeah, it'd be a good time.
Right, as the evening winds down, Tor passes out in the bar, Vale passes out at his table. The rest of you stumble off to, or walk carefully, off to various rooms in the inn. Find them relatively untampered with, except for the minor structural damage around. And we will have a long rest. Everybody, go ahead and click the long rest button on your character sheets.
Oh, finally.
And we
thank
level
God.
up. Wait, sorry, did I spoil it?
Oh goodness. Oh goodness gracious. You're so
Uh-oh.
funny.
Sid, may I ask a question? And I
No.
think Lynette asked this question too. The other sheet, character sheet,
Yeah.
Are we
manage
able to
modules. Yes, we can use tidy sheet now. Hold on, let me turn it on. Tidy sheet. Save module settings. You should be able to change your character sheet.
How you do that?
What are we doing?
Nothing.
There was a better, like, more fun sheet thing, like character sheet,
Oh,
and then it went away, and now it's supposed to be back, and I want to know how to make it come.
Sheet. At the top, there's a sheet button with a little gear.
Tidy sheet.
There you go.
Much happy.
Ah.
Do you have an item for the Kopesh?
God.
there was one.
That item exists. It's just
It's
something
not.
else.
It's not lightning Kopesh. It's yeah.
I
No,
will-
it's called
but
a
it's-
lightning Kopesh. It's
I will
it's
attempt-
a saddlebag.
So then it's
Oh,
not.
it isn't. But it isn't. It isn't actually. It is actually from.
Griffin
I thought
saddlebag.
there was. I thought there was a. I realized it's a scimitar of speed is what I was thinking of actually.
I'm gonna attune to Flame Tongue again.
Hey, great choice.
Thanks.
I'm not over encumbered. It's just that you are making the Spirit of Uxia use ammunition, and it doesn't.
Too many pillows.
Tidy Sheets wants to insist that I need ammunition. But ammunition. weighs-
That's you can set the weight of ammunition to 0. I think.
One
just
is
made that up.
heads, 2 is tails. Heads gets me 2 charges. Yay!
Hey.
2 charges on Das coin.
It's potentially real shitty because Most things get at least one charge. This can get none.
It's very luck based. Discourages you from using them all. Unless
Yes.
you really, really, really have to. Really, really.
And then sometimes you're in a place where you don't experience dawn
True.
and realize it after you use them all.
For extended periods of time, no dawn.
I should have just unattuned it. Why didn't I do that? I didn't have anything to attune to, that's why.
Yeah, alright guys. Following morning.
Now we have a -3.
That's right.
Yes.
Bill wakes up and the like the scroll is like attached to his face.
Yeah, you can peel it
He
off your
he
cheek.
sits up.
Yeah. As everyone else meanders down.
Oh, Dorn fell asleep behind the bar.
Okay.
I probably found a room that night, so I'll walk. I'm walking downstairs.
Okay. Those of you who are up very early, it's not everyone, but people who are kind of awakened by the sunlight, the birds chirping. There are so many birds chirping. How long did that last?
Just a minute.
Oh,
A minute.
Great. 24 hours. Just kidding. Sounds of bird chirping outside.
Table said a minute. You can decide how long it lasts.
That's true. Actually, you can choose to concentrate on it up to 3 days. Just kidding. Those of you who are up very early at the kind of crack of dawn, Esfel is walking out of the inn.
Is there a place that would be best for us to focus on? I mean, like, for the day, if you are to return.
I'll be bringing the king back to the castle as soon as possible. It's the place I'm most familiar with and least likely to miss.
Maybe we
Give any-
should wait for him to get there, for him to watch you clean up his castle.
Do you have
I
you have
believe-
anything? You have things that you can guarantee it though, right? Does that help? I don't know.
I'm traveling to get Derek now and his family.
I'm not. Oh, we go away to the castle. Make sure.
She closes the door behind her. Just outside, you hear the telltale whoosh, a vacuum of air as a human-sized vacuum. There's a clap as the air kind of.
Makes me want to throw up from here. But
Makes you want to throw up from your ears?
no, from here. From here, just not experiencing it itself, I still want to throw up.
I see.
I'm giving myself a swim speed, by the way, today,
Great.
if it matters.
Sure.
But I'm saying it because I never do.
I can't do that.
Eventually, the rest of you awaken. It's around 8 o'clock in the morning.
So, what is the plan?
We wait for Asshole to get back with Jared.
I thought
She
we
said
And-
not.
He's returning to the castle is where the intended location is.
Yeah. And we try to let her convince him to give us the ring. If not, then we try to convince him. And if not, then Tor holds him down and I cut his finger off.
I like that plan.
I think that if it
I can
comes
do
to
it.
that,
I mean, it would be pretty on brand.
or I think if it comes down to that, we've failed in more ways than we ever could.
No, 100%. I'm just trying to lighten the mood.
Iken comes down the stairs and he has shaved off all of his hair with a kopesh.
Mm.
What are we talking about?
Our plans for the day.
I mean, I was going to talk about the new monk who this look you're going for, but
New monk who dis?
In a lot of cultures, shaving your hair is a sign of mourning.
You could also say a new beginning.
Sometimes you just don't want hair.
Yeah.
This just makes his hair go away.
Oh shit! Forget you can do that.
You do that? Oh, I forgot. I'm unusually stopped.
His hair comes back.
so. Should we go to the castle now, or do we need to do anything beforehand?
We should probably just go ahead and get over there.
You cut
Your
out,
mic
bro.
is going like in and out.
It's fine. I said I have a date across town. I was hoping to do that first, but I think we can go to.
Vale, I'll be your date.
All right. As you all make your way through the streets of Caer Caladir, you've been here once before. And you kind of know your way to the palace, but it is a vastly different landscape. Um, as you travel through the streets, Vale's kind of just chanting as he goes along, trying to get a head start on returning the entire city to its pre-Cernunnos state. There's a lot of structural damage to these very old buildings. Just trees have just it's as if everyone in the city abandoned it for 30 years and just let the trees grow. Of course, that's not what happened, but that's kind of the appearance. Even as many of them shy away and shrink in the wake of the Edict of Ao, it does nothing to repair the stonework and structure, leaving behind a scarred city. So you make your way up to the pinnacle of the city. You can see the spires of the Coral Palace from almost anywhere through the thick foliage of trees as they climb up high from the peak of the city. The whole city is at a slope, which terminates at the top with the palace. Ultimately, you come to the palace grounds. The gates are thrown open. One of the gates is actually on the ground, fully entwined in grapevines, thick as your arm. You kind of step over it and into the palace grounds, where there were already topiaries and verdant spaces, which are just completely overgrown, fully opaque, dense of greenery. You have to navigate kind of through that, ultimately making your way up to the palace. You arrive at the entrance to the palace, where there are these enormous pillars, these columns, and this kind of marble archway, sort of open courtyard area just inside the palace that is meant to be kind of very just shaded from above, almost pergola style. And within, there's a fair amount of overgrowth. Some of which threatens to there's like some of the massive marble columns holding up the palace are cracked but not fully felled. And there in the center are Darid, his wife, his daughter, and Asvel. They are kind of sitting and talking fervently with one another.
Well, I hope that this goes a way that we can be more appreciative of how these things should end.
To the above table, what is the name of the palace one more time?
The Coral Palace.
Coral Palace. Thank you. Okay.
Vale roll up the edict and kneel and say, Your Majesty.
Yeah, as you guys approach, you were kind of from the front entrance. They hadn't noticed you yet, but as you kind of walk in, the heroes of the day. Welcome to what remains of my palace, my kingdom. What did that sound?
EJ.
BJ?
No, BJ does sleeps.
I have no idea then.
It's coming
Those are
from
very
Jonathan's mic. I don't know.
It could be my ceiling fan.
That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
That's sorry, go ahead. Darren, as I told you, I believe that the 11th Ornament is in possession of an artifact which can restore, or at least mitigate the damage done to your lands, although it might take some time and a great deal of effort on their part, effort for which they should be compensated. Oh, aye, I know. The question is, can you restore my people?
Fails in like or whatever we're in. It's like he is muttering.
What?
Why is your mic cutting in and out? That's.
Yeah.
No, it's still happening. I don't think it's proximity.
Yeah, it is going like. The headset is going bad. The microphone is going bad. I think
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like at
it's
least.
like we're going in and out of a tunnel.
Don't buy Razor.
By Audio
So
Technica.
good.
Please sponsor.
Please sponsor.
Hello, you there?
I have no idea what I was saying. I don't know if it's better or not.
It is better.
It is working.
You said you were talking about the people.
In the corner, he's trying to go ahead. Like show he's starting to do the process of using it like to himself. He's
Yeah, there's no one else here, but yeah, as you
oh
can
yeah, sure. I'm just trying to not like
reduce the foliage.
trying
Yeah.
to be, like, just to show him like actually giving a true example of what we're talking about. Or if I need to actually make a check, I can now.
No,
Want me to
no,
do
you're
that, if
fine.
if that's what you're talking about.
No, you're fine. This is excellent news. I just hope that the denizens of Alaron can be returned to their estate. Without people here, I'm the king of nothing. Retire into the woods.
No, I'd hope for that as well. We've not run into any yet, it seems. But I would be more than we owe it to them as well. I understand.
Many of them are in the Northwood. They came with me. I told them not to. Told them it would be dangerous, that there was war to be had. But they had lives not worth living. They wanted to come and see. Wanted to be a part of it and to know what was happening. Droves of them. They were all I left them. I left them.
There's a lot of hard decisions that had to be made. And you did what you thought was right. And here we are now rectifying what has been done.
So there's a lot of work to be done.
Indeed.
Esfil tells me that you have interest in this.
We have a vested interest in that ring.
To be honest, I don't even know what it does. I've just been keeping it to fuck with Finvara. Bloody cunt.
What it'll do for us is save the life of one of our friends.
Dan, it's yours.
I grab ring.
Yep, okay.
We'll do whatever we can for however long it takes to make sure your people are returned.
I'll hold you to that. And I'll compensate you fairly. I appreciate it. You've done so much more than could have been asked of anyone.
We're just a group of people, just like you, doing what we can within our power to Do what is good.
You might be a papal, doing your best to do what's good. But you're not like me. You're not like a lot of people. Or rather, I should say, very few people are like you.
That's probably for the best if we're being honest with ourselves.
I can't agree more. So, what can I do to help? How do we get started?
I would am going to need to get this ring to Finvara so that our friend does not die. Following that, we'll need to make sure Vale has unrestricted access to wherever your people are,
Of course.
so that we can get them going. And
Asvel. We'll need to coordinate trying to go or send someone back there to collect them, to shepherd them here, someplace central where we can hopefully reverse their unfortunate condition. Of course, I know just the group of druids to help. I'll get in touch with them now.
Vale, would you be able to send a message to Finvara so that we can complete this contract?
Okay. I can try.
I can write out what you could say. It would just say, "We have your ring. Please come get it. The 11th Ornament."
Does Obe not have to be the one to deliver it to him?
I don't do face stuff. I don't know.
The contract was between them.
That's a low roll on a D100.
Okay, it's not a 5.
It's 5% chance of failure across planes.
You should have did some like. This should have been your channel divinity.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Or the 6 you rolled earlier today on a D100.
Yeah. Quick, do channel divinity, get your body back. Rolls on 99.
This is the thing that I'm trying to do.
While you're doing that, Alucard, can I talk to you for a moment?
This is Derek Kendrick.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I like to imagine that he
Sure.
says that to him. This is Derek. this is Derek Kendrick. Like,
Sure.
Yes,
like,
this is
this
Derek
LeBron
Kendrick.
James we're talking to right
Your king, your sovereign at
Mhm.
this moment, as you are in my lands. He kind of steps away and beckons you to follow him.
Yes.
now. Athos' cast eavesdrop.
Just before we went down into the vaults here at the Coral Palace to avoid the worst transformative effects of the Titans, I got a letter from an animal messenger across the sea. That was for you.
Why would he send it? Hey, I don't know who it's from.
Me
Can I
neither.
assume it's? I take the letter.
Okay.
I'll
That's
open
me
it.
done.
Back on.
And he walks away.
I open the letter.
Inside is a very familiar script to you that you haven't seen in a very, very long time. It's the script of one of your fathers.
What? That's okay.
It says, Alucard, we've heard of your accomplishments in the south, and that you're involved in this business in the Moonshades. May not seem it, but well, be proud. I'm sorry. Well, be careful. We're proud of you. No signature. No seal.
The last thing was well.
Well, be careful. We're proud.
What in the bloody hell is it?
Vale, the sending spell to Finvar? Anything special on that? Or you're just doing the I have the ring?
I tell him that you struck a deal with an ally of mine for a ring. We hold it. Or what am I?
We wish to complete that bargain on his behalf.
Yeah, yes, we wish. Yes, thank you.
You have it. I'll accept these conditions. Where are you?
I hate this spell so damn much.
I'd like to cast Identify on the ring while we're all just hanging out.
Yeah, no. Actually, yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah, this is while that's happening. Like I have this okay, yeah.
The Ring of Autumn.
3 rings for the Elven Kings. No.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
Kind of.
This is it's an artifact. You don't get all of the powers of it, but mechanically, from a D&D standpoint, it has the ability to cast the sleep spell at the 6th level once per day. Requires attunement. It's not like on par with the Ring of Winter. It's kind of the subdivided seasons are not as powerful as the Queens of Fairy. You imagine it probably does some other stuff, but it's not like Ring of Winter level artifact.
I will also ask. So I'll ask someone who is more official than us. I don't want to tell a Fey Lord that I'm here and have him come here unless it's a spot that you're okay with. Because I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm trying to get in contact with Finvara, and he asked where you were, and I just trying to make sure we don't mess anything up.
I suppose technically he could show up anytime he'd like. He's never done so before.
Yeah, sure. I was okay. If you don't care, then I don't care. I was just trying to be respectful on your part. But okay, I'll just tell him.
Above table.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't he not allowed to come to
That's on
Moon
Snowdown.
Chase?
Snowdown.
Oh, Snowdown specifically. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Carry on.
My wayward son. Okay. I cast. I cast sending and tell him that we're in the Coral Palace in Caer Caladir.
Okay.
Spell. Send. Go.
Oh look, that spell again. Yeah, a couple moments pass.
Oh wait, hold on.
D100.
Yeah. Oh, it actually has it built in. Good.
That's a success.
Unless it's not good. It could not be good.
That's a
You're
success.
really rolling some fucking wild percentiles, William.
Yeah, so a couple moments pass. You kind of throw your hands up and turn around, and he's right behind you.
I go to cast a spell again and feel I have the fine piece of copper in my hand,
Just absolutely silently, he's just standing behind you. This kind of languishing, lurid face. He's quite gaunt. He's got this crown.
I just tilt my head back and look up, because 3-6. I'm very uncomfortable. Okay. Found him, guys! Oh, sorry. It's not me. I don't have it. It's not me. I just am the one that can talk to you.
Looking for this over here.
Yes. I
No,
am.
you'll walk to me. You'll walk to me. I've walked to you, and it didn't work out very well. So you're walking to me this time.
He doesn't walk. He's just beside you now.
Giving you
I
this
was
is completion.
watching you.
Giving you this is completion of our bargain, of the bargain between you and Obe, who
It-
return his health.
Is.
And the disease on him will no longer persist.
The maladies, anything that you are doing to him will go
Any
away.
unforeseen repercussions or ailments caused by not complying with our agreement will be vanished.
They would be
And if-
vanished. Here's a question: will he revert back to his health, or will he just be where he is now and will have to get there
I'm
himself?
not an expert on total health now, please.
And I'm not an expert on me giving this to you at the moment. There's someone else that I know wants this.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
now you want to make deals.
No,
No,
I want
we
you
want
to
him to be
agree that
safe.
my turtle friend will go back to his lovely, jolly, not smiling self.
No tricky words, no weird mystical bullshit.
I promise. Any repercussions from not complying with our arrangement will be vanished.
Reverted.
How soon?
Immediately.
All right.
I need a lawyer.
I think you're my lawyer.
I think
That
you're all of our
appears.
lawyer.
Just making sure he won't be like by vanish means he won't be dead when you get this ring back. That's all. That's my concern.
Again, I am no expert at total health. I don't even know how he's doing right now. I'm not
Oh, you
watching over
don't
the
know how he's
situation.
doing?
That seems to be a lie.
They can't lie.
I'm very offended.
But it could seem to be a lie, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's actually like half the problem.
It could seem to be a lie.
Or at least.
I tell you thrice. I will remove any ill effects.
It's the third time. Yeah.
That's good enough.
I just would like to say out loud that I own Cold Steel, and I've killed a Lich and a Titan. If my turtle friend dies, I'll take much more than this ring back from you.
Noted. Again, I don't know how he's doing. I have no idea if he's even still alive. But-
You have expressed as much.
Oh, that's a
And-
good point. That's a good point. Do we have someone that could send to Obe and make sure that he's okay? Before Sid goes and kills.
Hello,
Obe.
Obe. Just say something to me, please.
Vale, I was right in the middle of my morning nap.
He's mad at me. Thanks, Akin.
He was mad at me
He's
yesterday.
alive.
Bell
Ah.
gives him the ring.
Excellent news. Thank you.
I also have no third level spells. Thank you.
You don't need those.
That's just dashing, isn't it?
Looks
Okay,
perfect
ta.
on you.
He vanishes.
Okay.
I am going to go check on Obe. Would
Okay.
anybody like to accompany back to Port Nyanzaru?
How exactly
Well-
do you intend to do that?
You're not the only one who can teleport, actually. If you recall, you taught me a couple of teleportation sigils around. Now, that was before the Great Vanishing. I don't exactly know where specifically, but I do know Port Nyanzaru, Waterdeep.
What is this
And
great
Keg
vanishing
Island
you speak of? I'm not sure.
No, the Great Vanishing is when the whole world disappears. You
No,
know, every time I say something, no one
she would
actually
know,
believes me.
You know?
Yeah,
I-
I didn't
Someone
recall
needs
that.
to
I'll
stay
stay
here
with-
with Vale,
I'll stay with the king. I will stay with the king because I'm
and
here
someone
to
else
help
needs
him
to
with this
stay
deal.
here with you.
I can stay. This is kind of my realm.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't
we should.
have a realm, you bloody pirate.
Oh,
realm is
stop
the-
it!
That's
Right.
offensive. Wait,
We
you
don't
need
need
to
to start
chill.
this right now because we're trying to. That was a very good. That was a very good meeting. I don't know what your geopolitical stuff is, but that was a very good meeting for a place that I know that you guys met and like knew that there was an issue.
Just saying, this
And
bloody
agreed
pirate's
to
bled
handle-
and died for your people. So maybe we drop that
Arguably,
just
you know,
now, especially with him, just specifically.
Yeah,
Anyways.
look, I will happily raid and pillage your entire fucking castle, but
Okay, never mind. You can
only if
go
you
back
keep
to
that
what
shit up.
Okay, never mind.
Vale does not know what to think.
That's-
All right, so you're casting teleport. You're teleporting back to. Do you have a specific teleportation circle that you're going to?
I
Is
do know that I
using-
had one, but I don't know where you told me it was in Port Nizaru. That was on. I had made a note on my character sheet, but that
I
didn't.
believe you. It's probably the Temple of Sabras,
Okay.
close by, where Grandfather's Tembe is. So how many people are going back? Everyone but Tour and Vale?
All aboard.
So,
All right.
Back to Mikey.
Teleportation circle. Rare chalks and inks infused with precious gems worth 50 gold pieces, which the spell consumes.
Yeah, I've got that.
Okay.
King Darren, please. Oh, you're a king, you say?
Boy, have I got a surprise for you. Made special to your specifications. Yeah, alright. You teleport back and land in Port Nyansru at the Temple of Sabras, just outside.
For the third time in the past.
Yeah,
Nice.
you guys are getting good at getting around.
All right. To the inn.
Yep. You head to the Black Cat Inn.
Oh.
As you walk in to the common room, Obe is standing at the bar with Jim. His original deep green coloration has returned. He is still incredibly malnourished, very gaunt, barely holding himself up. He's got a cane.
I will kill that fake king.
But he is standing, he is alert. You all are the best.
How are you
I-
feeling?
I'm feeling like 1,000,000 gold pieces.
Good. Now eat something, Jim. Get us some food, please.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right away. Do you eat chicken? Carrot soup
he's
then.
definitely,
Carrot
he's
soup.
definitely
And Jim literally runs back to the kitchens.
You should see how he eats lettuce.
Yeah.
And gentlemen, that is where we are going to wrap up for the night. I'm going to give a little bit of epilogue. We're actually going to rejoin next week, having skipped forward probably about a month, as you all recover your strength, help to recover Alaron and Snowdown, as well as the denizens of Snowdown. It's like as soon as you begin using the edict, it's like unraveling a tight knot. Everything just kind of wants to revert back to its original shape. So as you begin to use the spell, use the words of Ao, and travel throughout the lands, just kind of preaching them to the islands. It doesn't take you. It takes you about a month, basically, pilgriming up and down Snowdown and Alaron to not repair the damage, but to revert all of the citizens back to their humanoid states, and to return the foliage.
Any like major like some like
Yeah,
okay that
exactly.
maybe that tree gets to stay, I guess, because
Yeah, Snowdown was overforested, yes. And the druids take over. Druids take temporary custody of all of Snowdown. There is a meeting planned between the elves of Gwyneth, Dared Kendrick of Caer and the Amish Emperor, in about a week's time. So it's a month, and then when we come back next week, you'll be about 10 days out from this like political summit. So you guys will have had all this time to kind of catch up on your own personal stuff. So we'll be in what is technically like early Faerunian January.
Just to
the
make sure
following
I
year.
have this information. So you said druids take temporary control over Snowdown.
Yes. Yep.
What was the other thing you said? The
there's a meeting a week from when we come back.
Between
Yes.
the elves, the
A
druids.
political summit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
the
like
Norlanders.
mid
Kendrick,
Faerun
The
January.
Norlanders. That's right. The Norlanders. Plenty of time to get here.
Also, and we took like I'm sure we took like a little bit of an underwater trip and deal with a little bit of the
Sure. Yeah.
We took
Sahuagin.
the Marpanoth back.
Sahuagin and we got the
Reclaimed the Marpanoth. It
Yeah,
is
and-
so unfortunately at some point they not realizing they got curious. They didn't really realize how it all worked. And they did not do the airlocks in the right order. So the whole thing is flooded. It is full of water. But it is technically
You know,
it's
that's fixable.
fixable. That's right. It gets returned to you as they lift it up. They hope you won't notice. But the whole front bubble is just like an aquarium. Is it?
I'll just have
They
I'll just,
smile.
like, go to sleep. I'll grow gills the next morning.
no
It's
like
fine.
Vale prepares control water the next day and just prepare like stands is like at one of the things and is like just shooting it out like as a
Like a siphon almost.
Yeah. All right, and next week when we come back, we'll spend some time making sure that everybody has properly leveled up their characters.
Yay!
Wait, hold on. Is this a level that you're not prepared for because it's a tier change?
Level 14.
It's a tier change, isn't it?
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know how much longer we're gonna be.
You're right.
So
So, we'll call it a little early tonight. Having wrapped up the last of this role play, we'll do some cleanup of the story, and we'll come back next week, having skipped forward an entire month to Hammer the Fourth, 1495.
What is 14?
I don't know.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye,
Bye,
Twitch.
I ask this every time.